Angel Reese has put out footage of her working out in the gym. It's just a few seconds, like 9 seconds. Now, remember, Angel Reese has said to us that people are not just watching basketball for one player. They're watching because of me, too.
As Angel Reese rushed to upload a chaotic 9-second video from the gym, the Indiana Fever opted for a quieter, more professional strategy, releasing comprehensive footage of Caitlin Clark and their newly drafted players in action. This wasn't just a handful of random drills thrown together for show. It was organized, focused, and impressive. The video captured polished ball control, smooth pacing, tight team coordination, and a locked-in mindset, all just 48 hours after the rookies arrived. One camp seems fixated on attention-grabbing blur, while the other is laying the foundation for serious, long-term success. And honestly, the difference is obvious at first glance.
So the Indiana Fever lads just released workout footage of their rookies. They finally have released footage of their rookies.
Here's the real question. If one player is clearly committed to building something meaningful and the other is more concerned with projecting an image, where would you put your faith? Don't answer too quickly, because what's coming next is going to make things crystal clear. If you're fired up about what the Fever are doing this year, drop a comment saying, "I've got the Fever" below. Let's get it.
One person to beat. Tough.
Okay, that's all we get to see. 9 seconds. And in these 9 seconds, we can see that there's some work to be done.
When Angel Reese uploaded her brief 10-second clip, what really stood out was how little it offered. A few weak shots, clumsy footwork, and no visible intensity. It felt more like a last-ditch bid for social media traction than any serious training session. The whole thing came off as a staged moment, not a legitimate workout.
Angel Reese, nothing but net. Let's get it! Bang! She finally did it. She shot enough bricks that she was able to build her very first home. Congratulations, all by age 22. Bang! Take a look back brick by brick and how we got here. The jab that no one falls for. Bang! How about the pick and pop where none of them drop? What is she gonna do? Shoot another long two? Bang! I'll teach a class on where to shoot the basketball from, and you will learn not to shoot from here on day 1, okay?
In contrast, the Indiana Fever delivered a message through action. Their full practice video featured Caitlin Clark alongside rookies Michaela Timpson, Brea Hall, and Yvonne Ebo, showing what dedicated preparation truly looks like. The footage displayed sharp offensive execution, smart ball distribution, and strong defensive discipline. These rookies didn't just arrive, they were immediately locked in. Caitlin's vision on the floor was razor sharp, delivering precise passes and setting the pace. No filters or effects, just pure competitive basketball. Interview 5. The difference couldn't be more pronounced. Angel is chasing viral fame, while Caitlin and the Fever are working toward championship banners. Angel may be trending online, but Caitlin is focused on owning the court. It only takes a few seconds of Angel Reese's footage to see something's off. She's not receiving the kind of elite coaching necessary for pro-level growth. Instead of addressing clear mechanical issues, she's surrounded by people more interested in hyping her up than helping her improve, which could hold her back in a big way.
Just take a look at the hour workout right here. Let's take a look at the workout. So you've got Aaliyah Boston immediately going and talking with Michaela Timpson. Immediately. And there is Yvonne Ejim and Brea Hall. So the 3 of them are here. So running the pick and roll, which hopefully they do run a bit of. Ejim, open layup. Okay, Brea Hall with some post work. Spot up shooting. In fairness, that is what Brea Hall, if she does make the team, is going to do. Oh. Did we just see that? Obviously, there is the pick and roll. But did we just see the athletic Michaela Timpson? She just caught a lob. She's out here catching lobs in it.
This is what it looks like when a social media image collapses under actual pressure. True athletes don't crave applause for each move. They need honest, demanding coaching. Angel Reese isn't being trained to break through elite WNBA defenses. She's being prepped to keep her digital presence shining. But when the real competition hits, when filters and followers don't count, will Angel rise to the challenge or crumble when it matters most?
What you're doing in your workout is important, but I gotta say this, who's working with you is also important. I don't know who the young man is working with Angel. I don't know if he's a part of the Sky organization or not. My guess is he's not. My hope is he's not, because there are things that need to be corrected, and instead I'm hearing him give like the nod, giving the praise to what she's doing.
At the Indiana Fever training camp, the contrast is striking. Every session has purpose and precision. Each screen is set with intention, every transition executed with care. Yvonne Abo was powering through at the basket. Brea Hall was sharpening her jumper from mid-range and deep, and Michaela Timpson was skying for lobs like a veteran. Every rep served a purpose. No wasted motion, no aimless drills. This wasn't routine. It was targeted growth.
Hear the guy say, tough, when she puts up a shot, makes the shot, tough. That's, his way of saying, that's hot, that's right on, that's knocking it down, that's the way to do it. Whatever you want to say in the way of praise. But he really needs to be correcting Angel's form.
Meanwhile, in Angel's world, we're shown a few solo jumpers in an empty gym. No coach, no guidance, no visible urgency. One side is laying the groundwork for sustained excellence. The other is scrambling to craft another clip for social media. The divide is already evident, and the regular season hasn't even tipped off yet.
Got there by Brea Hall. Again, near 40% shooter. She's catching lobs. Ball out midi from Yvonne Ejim. Brea Hall to the basket, but yeah. So Caitlin Clark working. Are they all working as rollers? You never know. Maybe some guard-to-guard screen roll actions are going to be happening.
And then there's Angel's shooting form. It's rough, and not just a little. Any qualified coach would fix it on sight. Her guide hand cuts across her face like she's mid-dab. Her follow-through loses balance. The elbow flares wildly, and the wrist flicks awkwardly inward. If you're wondering why her shots often clang off the rim, this sloppy form is your clear explanation.
Okay, so I want you to just take a look at her form. I'm going to go back just a little bit. All right, so this arm here, this is her left arm. I'm right-handed, so when I demonstrate something, it's going to be the opposite for me because I'm right-handed. But you can see this arm right here is pretty good. The shooting arm, which would be her left arm, I always say it's kind of like a waiter carrying a tray. The off arm, which is really supposed to guide the other one, is a problem. As you can see, it totally covers her face. It's crossed over her face, which is odd.
At the WNBA level, these technical flaws make or break your performance. Tiny mechanical issues turn made shots into bricks. Angel Reese isn't being held accountable for those errors, and it's only a matter of time before it catches up to her, especially when she goes up against defenses that couldn't care. Less about her social following. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's fundamentals are on autopilot. Watch her receive a pass, smooth, efficient, completely instinctual. There's no hesitation because it's muscle memory, honed through thousands of real reps. No flashy edits, no posing, just pure form developed through real work. Her game speaks for itself.
And then her palm is facing her on the inside, which is kind of weird. I don't know how you do that. So it's crossed over her face, over her eyes, as you can see. And this is here, and it's like this on the ball. Like I said, it's the reverse because she's left-handed, but it's just an odd way to shoot the basketball with her elbow all the way out.
When you see true excellence at work, it's unmistakable. Clean execution, natural flow, and total control. Now stack that against choreographed gym clips where the goal isn't a clean jumper but trending views. And the contrast is glaring. It's really straightforward. One athlete is chasing temporary attention, the other is building towards something historic. One is shaping a persona, The other is crafting a legacy that lasts.
Makayla Timpson still goes up and grabs. There's another defender there. You know what? Never doubt the real point guard. Never doubt that. If you're throwing it too much towards the left hand, there is another defender coming in here. So never doubt Caitlin Clark. That's bad by me. But a good catch. A very, very good catch. Getting it down, butting it back up. A very solid catch.
The Indiana Fever aren't here to play dress-up for the internet. They're preparing to win basketball games. Caitlin Clark and the incoming class of rookies are focused on creating a strong base that can hold up under the grind of a long WNBA season. Angel Reese might be lighting up timelines for now, but once the real competition begins, clever captions won't be enough to keep her afloat.
A new Angel Reese McDonald's commercial where she goes, nothing but that. No, that commercial took weeks to make, man. Because bang! McDonald's be trolling me at this point because this is everything but net. Bang! Again! No, why? What is she doing?
Hear what none of y'all say? She's my favorite hooper. Look at this soft touch. It's like a pillow.
Bang! You know that Caitlin Clark was more likely to make a three-pointer than Angel Reese was to make a layup? Yeah, that's a real stat. Bang! Just kidding, but it's close though. Last time, 3-ball, butter pecan. Bang!
Saying, no flash needed. The rookies at Indiana Fever are proving they belong in the league through tireless effort and laser-focused preparation. Aaliyah Boston, quickly stepping into a leadership role, has taken time to coach up Makayla Timpson. And Makayla's not just listening, she's translating that advice into action, running the court with intensity, making smart cuts, and staying efficient. No filters, no phony hype, just true professionals carving out their place through wet. While others chase internet fame, the Fever are quietly building something real. And when the dust settles, it's the grind, not the glam, that determines who sticks and who disappears.
I will say, it's good to see them working out. You got Aaliyah Boston giving advice to Makayla Timpson. I would assume Makayla Timpson's going to make this team. I would very much assume Timpson's going to make it because she is a rim runner. She's a rim runner with super FSU, who weren't bad. Like, I know, obviously, FSU weren't great with Tanaya Latson leaving, but they weren't bad at all. They really weren't. And you're looking at, again, footage with them run the pick and roll. I like that. I like the slip pass from Caitlin. I do like that.
Makayla Timpson doesn't rely on gimmicks to get noticed. Her game speaks clearly, clean catches, smooth strides, and powerful finishes. These are the exact traits WNBA coaches want from a rookie. Solid fundamentals, controlled movement, and undeniable athleticism. Makayla brings all of that. No theatrics required. Now contrast that with Angel Reese. Her movements are unsteady, her handle loose, and the basics just aren't there. It's night and day.
To be fair, that is a good catch. That is a real good catch. But again, not saying too much about that. Being able to catch that on balance and go and finish, we'll take that. We'll take that from Makayla Timpson. We will take good hands, the ability to run, and some athleticism. That's all we need.
In the ultra-competitive WNBA, energy alone doesn't cut it. Players have to apply that energy with precision and control. That's why it was disappointing to see someone like Celeste Taylor overlooked. Her raw ability was stifled by Christy Sides' old-school slow-tempo system that emphasized post-heavy sets over speed and creativity. But change is in the air. With a new approach taking shape, dynamic athletes like Makayla Timpson, who pair explosiveness with quickness, finally have space to thrive. In today's league, it's not just about staying in the game, it's about reshaping it.
Here, she catches the pass, and then she shoots the basketball. Let me back it up. She's still shooting too low, so she drags that foot. It's interesting how she drags that foot. She does that a lot. Anyway, she drags the foot, and then she has the ball. It's too low. It's too low here. This offhand still looks a little odd the way it is, but continuing. Now I want you to look at this, how different this looks from this. We've talked about this before. Your wrists should not be crossing.
At the highest level, your technique must hold firm not just when you're fresh, but when you're drained, pressured, and the stakes are high. It's easy to look polished at full energy, but real greatness shines when the tank is empty and the game's on the line. That's exactly why players like Caitlin Clark and Mikayla Timpson drill their fundamentals until they're second nature. Every movement has to be automatic, especially under stress. Angel Reese, however, has too many bad habits in her mechanics, and they won't hold up. While things might look passable in casual workouts, those flaws will be magnified in real WNBA games when fatigue hits. Sloppy technique doesn't just miss shots, it collapses everything. Players like Caitlin and Mikayla endure because their game is pressure-proof. Angel, she's living on borrowed time.
Defense. Defense, good hands, and like running. That's all we need. That's all we need out of the power forward. But yeah, it's good to see again the rookies are in there.
Angel Reese's unusual crossover arm motion on her shot isn't a minor issue. It's a major concern. Shooting relies on a stable base and precision mechanics, and if your form is broken from the start, no number of practice shots can rescue you when things get intense. Even players with textbook techniques struggle under pressure and fatigue. If you're already shaky before the pressure hits, you won't stand a chance when it does.
No one even guards her. Come on! Don't disrespect her. Of course they guard her in the paint when she's playing volleyball. Look at that! Of course they're gonna guard her in the paint when she's playing ping pong with the backboard. Not gonna let her have all the fun. Of course they're gonna guard her when she's flopping like a fish out of the water. Give her oxygen, man. And of course they're gonna try to guard her in the paint when she's stat batting for her own double-doubles. Am I right? The commenter may be right. There are situations where, indeed, you may not have to guard her at.
Trying to expand your shooting range without a reliable base is like trying to build a tower on wet sand. It might stand for a while in perfect conditions, but under real stress, it all comes crashing down. Angel can spend all day recording flashy gym clips, but the WNBA doesn't reward you for viral videos. It rewards those who stay composed and accurate when the lungs are burning, and every possession counts. And right now, her odds don't look promising.
You must, because you will look like the defensive player of the year against her every single time. Bang! Here we go, Exhibit A, long two on her own island. Bang! Don't guard her. Hand down, man down, butter pecan. Bang! Call her jump shot Chernobyl because you can't go anywhere near it. Bang! It's radioactive, radioactive. Bang! Watch possessions like this, and I think maybe, in fact, you don't need to guard her at all. Hopscotch in the paint? That's crazy. Bang!
Calling yourself a top-tier athlete means every video you post becomes a public evaluation. No one forces you to hit upload, but once you do, the flaws come with it. Technique is brutally honest. It doesn't sugarcoat or deceive. Every awkward jumper, every off-balance pivot, every missing correction is crystal clear to trained eyes. Angel Reese might be a media magnet, but professional success is built on consistency, structure, and relentless technical refinement. Eventually, all the gaps in her fundamentals will be impossible to ignore. Social media buzz and flashy moments can only mask poor habits for so long, until competition strips away the image and reveals the truth.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize."
Watch any Indiana Fever practice, and the contrast is undeniable. Caitlin Clark isn't leaning on flashy content. Her rock-solid fundamentals speak loud enough. Mikayla Timpson proves she's not just an athlete, but a disciplined and coachable player who's ready to contribute from day one. These aren't players chasing fame. They're chasing legacy. When the regular season tips off and every mistake carries weight, it's the quiet workers, the ones who stayed late after the cameras shut off, who will rise. Caitlin and the new Fever rookies aren't trying to trend. They're aiming to leave a mark that lasts. If you're hyped about Indiana this season, drop "I've got the fever" in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Tap the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.